Hello everyone, Ace here, and today let's talk about the recent controversy surrounding an indie title called This Land Is My Land, which presently is an early access title on Steam, being developed and self-published by the same studio behind both the Ultimate Admiral and Ultimate General franchises. And having invested a few hours into the game myself, I would say that the best way to perhaps describe this game is that it is something of a combination between titles such as Kenshi and Assassin's Creed 3. And although being an early access title, with the sort of bugs that you would expect from a game that is still in development, I can nevertheless state that I am having a good time playing it. But let's move on to the quote-unquote controversy surrounding this game. For as you may have already guessed, the usual suspects of the Woke Brigade have arbitrarily decided that the game is problematic and therefore needs to be cancelled. And you may now be wondering what evidence they have that suggests the game is problematic. Well, the one and only thing they provide is that this tiny indie studio from Europe, which by the way started out as a modding team, does not presently have an American Indian working on this title between the 4 or so developers total. And yes, that's the only thing that they actually legitimately point out. Although, of course, that not being enough, the individuals that wanted to get this game cancelled decided to simply start making things up, falsely claiming that the game relies on stereotypes, which, by the way, it does not. And when specifically asked about what supposed stereotypes this game perpetuates, the individuals in question decided to pull the old "just trust me bro," which fortunately wasn't exactly convincing to the developers. Which is why they effectively told these SJWs just what exactly they can do with their virtue signaling. So you can see why exactly the SJWs are now trying to cancel the game. Because the developers have chosen not to bend the knee or back down to them. And so their work of art, as well as their business, must be destroyed as far as these SJWs are concerned. However, this story has taken one final plot twist. For you see, the Woke Brigade trying to cancel this game may have ended up playing themselves in a way, and exposing themselves as exactly the sort of narrow-minded bigots that they truly are. As one final major complaint, not against the game itself, but towards the developers, is the fact that one of their fans on their Discord uses the rising sun as a profile pic. This individual, by the way, being from Japan. And as a consequence, the SJWs are trying to claim that it is fascist imagery. So allow me to explain the problem with that line of reasoning. And it's the fact that the rising sun has been a national symbol for the Japanese people for centuries, and continues to be so to this very day. So for an individual to look at the rising sun and argue that the only possible interpretation of that symbol is that it is fascist iconography, and that the only possible reason that a Japanese person would use it for their profile pic is that they are a fascist, then effectively what you are saying is that Japanese national identity is utterly inseparable from fascism. And so since you hate fascism, you hate the Japanese people as well. In other words, the SJWs who are trying to complain about this have accidentally outed themselves as racists against the Japanese. Yes, you heard me right. Individuals such as A3 Rice just exposed themselves as hating Japanese people. And in addition to A3 Rice, some KH and Odawell have also been exposed as racists who hate Japanese people. And of course, they did this while trying to showcase how morally righteous they are. But of course, that only works if you're actually a morally righteous person and not an absolute cancerous parasite to society. Needless to say, I think the devs are absolutely right in their actions in this situation. And not only that, this whole controversy is what actually ultimately got me to decide to buy the game. And in addition, I know a few other people who have made that decision as well after hearing about all of this. Which is why, in addition to the usual archives, I will also be providing a link to the game's Steam page, so you can check it out if you are so inclined. Again, it is definitely an early access title, but it is one that I've personally been having fun with myself. But in any case, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.